Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. We have implications for WrestleMania Backlash as Drew McIntyre goes one on Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, and Braun Strowman. Yes, those three men will be a part of WrestleMania Backlash, and whether WrestleMania Backlash right here, if Bobby Lashley, the WWE champion, didn't know who he was gonna go against, either Drew McIntyre or Braun Strowman. Well, we're starting to see who he went against later on in the show. Also, Charlotte Flair manipulates herself into a women's championship match by putting herself added into the match with Rhea Ripley and Asuka. We'll get to that. And we see the returning of people been talking about the tag team champions, AJ Styles and Almas. Yeah, AJ Styles and Almas returned back to Monday Night Raw since winning the championships at WrestleMania. Now they are back and they go defend their titles in a WrestleMania rematch against the New Day. Did the tag team champions survive? Only time will tell. All this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report after this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. Right here, we present the Raw Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Join us in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit the subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. We talk about the Raw Ring Report tonight. Monday Night Raw. Well, last night. Monday Night Raw was that intriguing, but we'll get to it later. We know that WWE Champion Bobby Lashley is going to be in action this week. He was going to go against either Drew McIntyre from a WrestleMania rematch or go against Braun Strowman. Bobby Lashley is no stranger to both men. He defeated Drew at WrestleMania to retain his WWE title, and he was going to do the same. He's been in a couple of battles with Braun Strowman. Remember that infamous attack when Braun Strowman drilled him through the stage? Yeah, but we'll get to that. We kick off with the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions, AJ Styles and Almas. Now, as you recall, AJ Styles and Almas won the tag team titles from the New Day at WrestleMania, thus becoming tag team champions. Well, the New Day looked to invoke their rematch against the new champion Styles and Almas. The Styles and Almas playing that Diesel and Shawn Michaels role. Best friends, learning from each other, learning on the under tree. Well, the match got started with a tag team title match underway. You see right here, AJ Styles. You see Xavier Woods trying to hit AJ Styles through the buckle. Xavier Woods trying to mount a comeback on AJ Styles by tearing him down until the mighty Big Almas came into the ring and dominated the match. He dominated just like he did at WrestleMania against the New Day. He dominated to the point that no return to the New Day. Almas, he looks green, but Almas is a type of person that once he gets feeling the motion, feeling his mojo, feeling everything that he knows he can do, Almas will be just like the Great Khali, just like the Big Show, just like Andre the Giant. He's going to be getting better, but he has to learn how to take big man moves and learn how to perfect them the way he should perfect them. But Almas was dominant in the match, which led AJ and Almas to win and retain their WWE Tag Team titles. So this is a formidable group between AJ Styles and Almas. Almas listened to AJ Styles as his mentor, and AJ Styles is guiding and leading the foundation of him and Almas as tag team champions. And thus, don't forget, AJ Styles became a Grand Slam champion at WrestleMania when he finally completed the Grand Slam tourney. AJ was a former WWE champion, Intercontinental US, and now tag team champion, along with Almas. So AJ Styles is one of the other men besides Kurt Angle to hold the WWE Grand Slam championship and the Impact Grand Slam title. So good achievement, good distinction for AJ Styles. Also in action, Charlotte Flair. was in action against former pupil, former protege, Dana Brooke. Yeah, Charlotte Flair and Dana Brooke, no strangers towards each other. We're remember the brand split from 5 years ago. Now these two women battle it out once again. And you see Dana Brooke improve with her in-ring ability on Charlotte. She might have learned to master, but Charlotte was going to use the figure eight until Mandy Rose came out of nowhere and drop kicked her. Mandy drop kicked Charlotte, was trying to go through her ribs, and Charlotte tried to perfect it. But in that case, you know how they go. Next thing you know, Charlotte asked Dana, Sonya Deville to come at ringside. Sonya Deville came at ringside. I don't know if Sonya Deville is official or she's just an assistant official, but I think she's just assistant. Well, Sonya Deville went beyond her judgment while even consulting with Adam Pearce, added Charlotte into the women's title match at WrestleMania Backlash. So now the women's championship match at WrestleMania Backlash, instead of being for the world title as well, for the women's title is going to be as well. Charlotte will meet champion Rhea Ripley and Asuka. Charlotte and Asuka will be in the match. Now we know about a triple threat that if the champion does not have to be pinned, lose her title. So Rhea Ripley does not have to be pinned by losing her title in a decision. So it's a lot of odds going against Charlotte that she could pin Asuka to win the title, and she could done. And don't forget, Charlotte has a WrestleMania record against these two women. She went against Asuka to end the Asuka streak at WrestleMania New Orleans and retain the women's title. She did the same to Rhea Ripley, defeated Rhea Ripley to win the NXT women's title. So Charlotte can get the job done. But in this circumstances, is Charlotte going over her head? All time will tell on that. So also, The Miz and John Morrison came out there. Miz came out there looking dapper. John Morrison came out there to wrestle. He went one-on-one against Damian Priest in a match or exhibition match. His Miz watching intently the match that he vested his interest in this match. Next thing you know, Damian Priest hits that move and pins John Morrison 1, 2, 3 to win the match. But John Morrison not looking too pleased. His Miz is not well either. So it's far from over from the Miz and Damian Priest in this match. So you got the one at WrestleMania Backlash. Will it be a handicap match between Damian Priest versus Miz and Morrison, or will it be a one-on-one match again? Miz and Morrison, Miz and Damian Priest. Only time will tell on that. Also, we saw the breakup between Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander cut this promo that he said he's done to Shelton. He feels like Shelton is the weak link. Shelton is the one that they got kicked out of the Hurt Business. He's the reason why they got kicked out. Now I tell you this, Shelton Benjamin is a athlete, and I don't think just because you lose some matches, you think you're gonna put the blame on him. You gotta put the blame on yourself too, because Shelton Benjamin is a proven commodity. Shelton Benjamin is a former Intercontinental Champion and a former U.S. Champion, a tag team champion. Cedric Alexander, what all he done? Just tag team and cruiserweight. Why have you gone for the Intercontinental in the U.S.? So I didn't like that. I don't like them breaking up something that was working. I don't get that. So you know how that go. So I don't like that they broke them up like that. And being able to with that. Come yeah, before. Yeah, I didn't like what they was doing with that, trying to put them at odds and stuff, making it seem like Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander could work together. And I feel like Shelton and Cedric fitted well with the Hurt Business, with them having to go. And the next thing you know, WWE pulls them on the rug saying, we just want Bobby Lashley MVP. What's next? MVP gonna be out the group and just Lashley on his own? Sometimes let things work on his own. I guess they didn't like it being a black four horseman. Don't get that. WWE, think about it. And Shelton Benjamin also did reply saying, you know, Cedric needs me and stuff. And Cedric seeing them come and go. The door is always like that. So I don't think this feud between them two is not far from over. It's also going to be something between them that's going to take them and connect them to getting back in the match. And I think Shelton Benjamin don't need Cedric, and Shelton Benjamin will be the one to see like, I don't need you. Yeah, you you can't figure out what you want to do. So you know how they go. Also in competition as well, Drew Gulak went against Angel Garza. Angel Garza with his gimmick and stuff with his short hair, and he's still trying to woo Nia. But before the match, Drew Gulak asked Angel Garza, "Hey, why you wooing Nia, trying to make the moves on Nia Jax? While this and that, I should be making moves." And they both of them married, so it's just for TV and stuff. So, so Angel Garza wanted to prove it in the ring, and he did. You see this drop kick on Drew. You see right here, he did another drop kick on Angel Garza in phenomenal shape and physical condition, peak condition. Angel Garza hit the Angel's blast on Drew Gulak, and then he told him what he was gonna do to him. He stuck a rose under Drew Gulak's butt and kicked him in his keister. So Drew Gulak should know better now. Don't mess with Angel Garza when he's trying to, get him another lay on side. I guess his side chick, because he has a wife, and I know Angel Garza. He just got a house with his wife, so I guess he's saying Nia's gonna be his side chick. You know how they go. So he told him, "Stay out my business." So you know how they go. Stay out his business, or he'll kick you in the rear end again with the flowers. Also, Randy Orton was in action as well. Him and Matt Riddle. Now we know Randy Orton and Matt Riddle has been a unique tag team as of late. You see right here, Randy Orton didn't like Elias and Jackson Rucker throwing tomatoes. They was tempted to throw tomatoes at the New Day since last week, but they tentatively threw it at Randy Orton, and Randy Orton got steaming mad. And you see Riddle riding around in his scooter, and Riddle was talking about Randy, and Randy Orton told him to zip it and keep it quiet. And Randy Orton told Riddle that he wants a match. I can see them going against the tag team champions and taking the tag team titles away from Almas and AJ Styles. I can see that. I can see that. That's what they're leaning towards, that direction. Mark my words, I'm telling you. Orton went against Rocker and Elias. Good showcasing from Orton with the clotheslines, series of clotheslines. Even delivering the RKO right here. It's right, Matt Riddle. Good teamwork from Riddle and RKO, Randy Orton. Good teamwork. So we'll see how this all gonna play out between Orton and Matt Riddle going forward. We're gonna be tag team gold. I'll tell you that right now. Also, United States champion Sheamus tried to brag and institute a match against newcomer to Raw, Mansur. Mansur came out there. He signed a Raw contract. Mansur been winning in matches in main event. Been winning lately. Mansur wanted an opportunity, and Sheamus gave him an opportunity to make his impression on Raw. And he did such that. Went against the United States champion for the United States title, I think. Yeah. Sheamus right here doing a shoulder block. Mansur trying to fight back against the Celtic Warrior. Trying to fight back. Mansur, he's been like when they go to Saudi Arabia, he's been a favorite of the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. And now Mansur tried to fight back to Sheamus, came with the 10 bows on Mansur. Now, don't recently Mansur got married too, so congratulations in order to Mansur on his marriage. Also, Alberto Carrillo came out there to get retribution on Sheamus, revenge on Sheamus, and Sheamus attacking him, and Sheamus laid out both of them. So look for this being another triple threat match at Backlash. Sheamus versus Mansur and Alberto Carrillo, if that happens. But it's enough triple threat matches already on the show. Get 2 from Raw, from the women's title and the world title. So I know they go. Speaking of world titles online, the women's tag team titles online as Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax defending the tag team titles against Lana and um Naomi. Lana and Naomi look like a formidable team, looking like a unique, unorthodox team, doing the double face buster on Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler receiving it. You see Nia Jax on the far end, trying to look what's going on. Till Shayna applied that concluded clutch on Lana, making Lana tap out. Lana tapped out indeed, and Lana and Naomi lost their opportunity of being women's tag team champions. So you know how they go. Ooh. Speaking of that, the main event was Braun Strowman versus Lashley. Now, we know it was a coin toss. Strowman hit tails, and MVP was in the middle of it, and Drew McIntyre. And Strowman won, so he got his match against Lashley. Now, you know the history between these two behemoths, Lashley and Strowman. You remember a couple of years ago, Strowman ran through and burst Lashley into the stage, which causes a dismissal. Like then they was just out. They was just both out, both plain laid out conscious. So these two right here to test the strength. Lashley right here doing a shoulder block on no, but Strowman doing a shoulder block on Lashley, the champion. Drew McIntyre did watch attentively at ringside the check his bird eye view when MVP and all of them was there. Lashley trying to put the work on Strowman. You see right here, Strowman came out of it, released himself out of it. Strowman. And then Strowman turned his attention to Drew and pushed Drew out the way. Drew tried to get the payback and hit the Claymore kick, taking him down. So it was a disqualification. So next week on WrestleMania, next week we get to see Lashley versus Drew one more time, WrestleMania rematch. So now they go. We'll see. This be the go home show for WrestleMania Backlash and stuff. So who's gonna win? All right. That ends the Raw Ring Report. Let's move over quickly to the hot topic. Now you saw this week, Eva Marie is back. Eva Marie, she's gonna return to Raw. She's coming back with that gimmick. Now many of you might recall Eva Marie came with that fast lane gimmick. Yeah, Eva Marie coming back to WWE. She'll be on the Raw brand. So Eva Marie bringing back Evolution. So whatever that may be, you know how they go and stuff. So you know how that be and stuff like that. We'll see how this all play out and stuff. So you know how that be and stuff with that notion. Also, Andrade, former Raw superstar, former WWE superstar, Andrade wants Kenny Omega to answer his challenge. He wants Kenny Omega one-on-one at their next pay-per-view Triple Mania. So Andrade, will Kenny Omega accept? We just have to wait and see and wait and find out. But it would be interesting where Andrade gonna land next. Because I know his fiance Charlotte is doing a lot of work on Raw already with her antics and what antics he's going to bring on Raw outside the world. And you would think Charlotte and Andrade wanted to bring him as, her as his mouthpiece, but they said it wasn't going to work. So how they go. Also, Mick Foley, we heard news that Mick Foley he pleaded with Miss McMahon to bring a women's division to WWE before AEW do. Well, I'm for it, but at the same time, I think this all shit to Mickie James, what she was saying, and it still didn't make no fruition on that. But Mickie James then with the trash can gate, it was unceremoniously fired for that and bringing her belongings. But I understand what Mickie James going to saying. But in this type of age, that's the importance of the show, having the women's champion and stuff on Raw, SmackDown. They can get equal in longer time. So they do that, but Just had to be like for a professive match. So you know how that go. So I get what Mick Foley's saying, but Vince ain't gonna go for that. Vince too old, stickle, and old minded. So you know how that go. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching this edition of Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. We'll be back probably if we can later on for NXT Ring Report. So you know it's been a busy day. For me being Kendrick saying so long, we'll see you next time for another edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. See you later.